Now, once you've already organized your tracks, the first important factor is tempo. The tempo of the instrumental and the acapella must match. And if the usually the tempo of the instrumental and the acapella won't already match, luckily there is a very easy way to make it match. So all you have to do is just select the acapella, and I have the multi-tool feature on Audacity where you get different functions depending on where you click on the track. So if you want to drag over, just click on this top left and then drag the little arrow over like so. Now I'm going to go up to this drop down menu where it says effect, and I'm going to scroll to pitch and tempo, and I'm going to click change tempo. Do not click change speed. Change speed will change the tempo of the acapella, but it'll also change the pitch, and you do not want the pitch to be changed. Now it's going to give you this little menu here where it's going to show what percent you want to change the acapella by, or the tempo of the acapella, that is. If you insert a positive number in there, then it's going to give you a increase of tempo. And if you do a dash plus a number, then it's going to register that dash as a negative, and it's going to give you a negative tempo increase, which equates to a tempo decrease. Now for this track, we want to increase the tempo, and I'm just going to do a 5% change because generally the best results for a mashup are if it falls in that 5% sweet spot. So either 5% faster tempo or 5% slower tempo difference. You don't want there to be too much of a tempo difference, otherwise the audio is going to become distorted when you do that manual tempo increase or decrease. Now let's listen to the track and see if tempo lines up.
Some girls feel best in the tiny dresses. Some girls, none of us sweatpants.
Alright, still a little too slow. I think we only need to increase it by a couple more percent. Let's try 3% change. Let's listen to it now and see if it lines up.
Some girls feel best in the tiny dresses. Some girls, none of us got pants looking like a princess. Some girls kiss new lips every single night. They're staying out late cause they just celebrating life. Yo, some days get
Alright, it's very close. I think I'm just going to increase the tempo a little bit more. Let's do a 0.5% increase and see how that sounds.
some girls feel best in the tiny dresses. Some girls, none of us sweatpants looking like a princess. Some girls kiss new lips every single night. They're staying
Alright, perfect. The other important factor that you need to worry about after you have the instrumental and the acapella lined up and the tempo adjusted is the key. The best way to get a mashup to work is if the key of the instrumental and the acapella already match, because just like the tempo, the key must match for this to work. Or I guess, yeah, key or pitch, whatever you want to refer to it as. Pitch is probably the better way to refer to it, because that's what it's referred to as in the software. Now there is a way to manually change the pitch, as you can see, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you, but this demonstration is more so to show why changing a pitch doesn't really work in Audacity. So it's going to default to this massive 6 half step down, but generally if you want to change the pitch, you only want to do it by either 1 half step. So I'm going to change that to a -1 half step increase and click apply. And I have the high quality pitch change setting selected, which means it's going to take a little bit longer to change the pitch on that. The reason why having a pitch that matches already is important is because changing the pitch in Audacity doesn't really work very well. And I'm going to show you why.
some girls feel best in the tiny.
I mean, obviously, the pitches were already aligned, and I was disaligning it for this track, so it's going to sound bad if I disalign it, but the audio is also very distorted when you change the pitch manually, and even if you do change it to the correct pitch, a lot of the time, it'll result in such a big audio distortion that it still won't sound correct. So really the best way to accomplish this step is just to skip any sort of manual pitch change and get an instrumental and a cappella that already match in pitch. Volume is also an important factor, and by volume, what I mean is that the volume of the instrumental and the volume of the a cappella line up pretty well with each other. Like the instrumental isn't drowning out the a cappella, or the a cappella isn't drowning out the instrumental. Now for this track, the volume is pretty well balanced. Let's listen to it again.
Some girls feel lost in the time.
It doesn't really sound like either track is drowning the other out, but if you do want to change the volume, all you have to do is just go to this little slider here, and you can drag it back to decrease the volume of a track, or you can drag it forward to increase the volume of a track. And then if you want to change the volume of a specific section of the track, then all you have to do is highlight it like so, go to the effect menu, go to the volume and compression menu, and then click amplify. And just like with tempo, you can enter in a positive number for a increase, or you can enter in a negative number for decrease.